But first, we're following some big headlines, including 4 people found dead in a home in Orange County. What we've just learned from investigators. We're live.
And breaking news out of South Los Angeles, a viral TikTok creator shot during an immigration operation and a U.S. Marshal injured. What happened? 4 agents opened fire.
The NBC4 News at 3 starts now.
And there's a lot going on across Southern California. We've been following breaking news after ICE agents opened fire during an arrest in South LA. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Annabelle Sedano.
And I'm Michael Brownlee. We're also counting down to the NBA tip-off right here on NBC. Want to give you a live look at Crypto.com. The Lakers kick off the season at home tonight against the Warriors. We have live coverage coming up with all the action getting underway here in just about 30 minutes.
But first, let's get that breaking news at South LA, where 2 people were hurt after a shooting involving ICE agents.
The man agents arrested was shot. U.S. Marshal assisting with that operation was injured.
NBC4 has been all morning long. Karma, there's a lot to digest here. If you can walk us through it all, please.
Yes, and at the center of it, a federal agent and a man known for documenting ICE activity on social media are both injured after that immigration action earlier this morning. We're just south of downtown LA on 20 and Maple, and hours later, still a pretty major scene here behind us. That is an FBI vehicle that you're taking a look at right there because an federal agent was injured. The FBI is investigating how all of this unfolded. The FBI wrapped evidence is currently processing the scene. We want to show you some other video from earlier. This is part of the incident showing federal agents surrounding a car and pulling someone outside. Comes to us from a witness who recorded it across the street. We later see the person at the center of all of this against the wall, and officers appear to take off that man's shirt, and firefighters arrive. You can hear the man shout as they give him medical attention. According to the Department of Homeland Security, this began as a targeted traffic stop. They say the man at the center of it is in the country illegally and has previously escaped custody. Per DHS, as they tried to pull that man over, they say the illegal alien weaponized his vehicle and began ramming the law enforcement vehicle in an attempt to flee. Fearing for the safety of the public and law enforcement, our officers followed their training and fired defensive shots. The illegal alien was shot in the elbow, and 1 law enforcement officer was shot in the hand by a ricochet bullet. Both are in the hospital. Now, we have not independently confirmed that account. Outside the hospital, however, we met Isabel Garcia, the girlfriend of the man who was shot today. She says he's Carlos Richard Parias, also known as Richard LA on TikTok. People turned out in support of him at the hospital, and she confirms that he is undocumented and said he was shot in the arm during this incident. Richard LA is known for documenting ICE activity in the community. A friend of his who does similar work says he doesn't know Richard to be violent.
Richard is not a person that take it dangerous or in civil person, for sure. And at the moment, I don't know why he's scared. Richard at the moment look the federal agents, or I don't know why in this situation what happened. A TikToker, a person with digital media going to every situation, is very important. But right now it's very important, but it's dangerous. No?
What we know about Richard is he's a very he's very calm. A lot of the police officers here know him. They know that he's very respectful. In fact, the city of Los Angeles has awarded him for the work that he does in the community. So, odd.
An attorney who was working with the family of the man who was shot. He says he hasn't been able to personally speak with Parias yet. The U.S. Marshal Service confirms it was one of their agents who was injured in all of this. They say they expect him to be okay, and that Marshal status is listed as stable. And there's one other thing we want to show you, Annabelle and Michael, before we go, is where we're located. We mentioned that we're on 20th and Maple, and just across the street is a school. All of this unfolding just before 9 a.m. There were a lot of people out and about, and it did cause a lot of concern in the community. Another thing to address, LAPD. Those are probably the most visible officers people saw about today. but LAPD says they were only here to handle things like traffic and crowd control. This was not their operation. Reporting live, I'm Karma Dickerson, NBC4 News.
Thanks for pointing out those details for us, Karma. A father is under arrest and facing murder charges after his son was swept away in floodwaters in Barstow. 26-year-old Brandon Padilla Aguilera was arrested on connection with the death of his 2-year-old son. Now, when we first covered the story, the father said he and his son when floodwaters over their car this 18th. The boy's body was found a day later. Well, since then, detectives say they spoke with witnesses and gathered evidence, which later led to the arrest of that father.
A Mike trial took the witness stand today. It's part of the wrongful death civil trial of Angel pitcher Tyler Skaggs. For his death, he died in a Texas hotel room from an overdose in 2019. Then in 2022, public relations official was convicted of giving Skaggs counterfeit painkillers with fentanyl. Mike Trout testified he grew weary. Eric Trout's autographs today. The Skaggs family says the team gave Eric access to the players. The team countered, saying that the actions taken by Skaggs occurred in his privacy of his hotel room.
Now to some developing news in Fullerton. Investigators are at an apartment complex in the downtown area where 4 people were found dead inside of an apartment.
NBC4's Eddie Chang is live on Wilshire Avenue in Fullerton with what we just learned. Hey.
Michael and Annabelle, that brick building is behind us here on Wilshire Avenue near the corner of Mountain Avenue. Is taking place. Investigators not the whole details of the investigating those deaths as possible. Maybe some will tell you what 11 this morning from overdose and that they were not once when officers arrived at the scene, they discovered what appeared to be 4 people dead. Police are not confirming ages of people found inside the second floor unit, nor are they saying whether the people found were men or women. Neighbors and those who work here in the downtown area professionals and college students lived in this apartment building. They say they saw several police cars around mid-morning but did not know what was happening.
I didn't know, but I figured with all this attention, something bad probably happened. It's really sad.
Again, very few details coming from Fullerton investigators. Again, they say that a man called 911 shortly after 11 this morning to report that 4 of his friends had overdosed, and that they were not responsive. Again, police officers arrived here. They did find 4 people dead inside a unit on the second floor. We're live in Fullerton. Hetty Chang, NBC4 News.
All right, Hetty, thank you very much for that update. Meantime, new details into our newsroom today about the man killed while riding his bike in Huntington Beach yesterday. 45-year-old Eric John Williams of Garden Grove was riding with other cyclists on PCH when a woman from Long Beach, identified as Amber Calderon, hit them and then kept driving. She was arrested nearby for driving under the influence. Remember Williams as a loving father and a community pastor.
Just that is, he had three beautiful daughters. Makes me cry. And he just gave birth about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, to his finally. He had a boy. He came to me last week and said, like, the joy of my life, and he's playing with this kid. It's tragedy.
2 other cyclists who were hit were taken to the hospital with serious injuries. No word yet on how they're doing today. New at 3, LA County leaders are taking steps to help people meet health care and nutrition assistance requirements. The Board of Supervisors approved a motion today to safeguard access to Medi-Cal and CalFresh. Sponsors of the motion say hundreds of thousands of people would be at risk of losing benefits due to the new federal work requirements. President Donald Trump signed those standards into law on July 4th, and they take effect in 2027. Sentencing
day for the owners of a recycling plant in South LA that authorities say polluted the neighborhood and made life miserable for students at a high school nearby. NBC4 Kitchen live for us in downtown Los Angeles, where neighbors say this isn't over just yet. Ted?
Yeah, that's right, Michael. The people who live in the area say the sentencing is at best a minor victory. The owners of Atlas Metal, Matthew and Weinberg have pleaded no contest to charges of unlawful disposal of hazardous waste, nuisance